Like I said, we got a lot of rescues here.
Right, yeah, he looks kind of scrawny.
Yeah, he just came in a little while ago. We get quite a few neglected horses, and you know, when their nutrition is very poor, coats, you know, they don't shed, and they have all kinds of problems. So we deal with feet.
Yeah, how does the I mean, obviously nutrition has a direct effect on them. How the
Oh, absolutely. You know, they're very good here. Morgan Silver is the director here, really knows how to feed them well. In 90 days, she'll have these horses turned around. But we battle with the problem with the feet for a very long time. Also, you can see, you know, a lot of people would think that maybe the behavior is a problem here because he doesn't want to stand. Well, the horse is sore, and the students learn how to use the anatomy to their advantage. Okay, you know, any tips you can give us on behavioral and getting these horses to stand quiet as far as the handler and the trimmer would be greatly appreciated. I can get them in the right position, but as far as handler, you know, behavior, it's not my specialty. But
Now, what do you do now, just for the question here, what do you do if, say, if this horse was to begin to kick, and I forget this lady's name here.
Pam.
We'll start to kick Pam, and what would, your name was? Susan. What would Susan need to do to get to that? What do you teach your handlers?
Susan should be actually on this side of the horse, Susan. We're going to put you here. So if something happens there, she can quickly move the head
the other way, which
the other way, bring the hind end away. As far as Pam goes, Pam knows that if she simply turns in, the leg's off her leg and down, and she's always taught to have her arm positioned to ward off any blows.
Good. The other thing that I would probably suggest is that, I mean, it's part of what I teach is what I call deletion, you know, and that is actually backing the horse away. So immediately you're forcing the horse, the weight back on the hips, and they can't get that leg up as easy, and still could if they needed to, but it'd be a lot easier than to say, you know, like here, I would force the horse backwards instead of allowing him to go away, because every time the horse moves away, he's going to continue on that process.
Why don't we swap you out with Susan and see if it happens again, and if that's the case, is that all right, Susan?
Yeah.
Thanks. So Pam, like right here, I'm going to basically say to the horse, you know, just go ahead and stand still. And all I'm trying to do is get the horse just to stand still so you can get underneath him and be safe.
Right.
So what we're going to do, and I've done this with Tim quite a bit at our place. Most of my horses stand pretty good. But he's going to basically pick up your foot, and if the horse was beginning to move away, all I want you to do is drop it. Do what Casey teaches you, and you know, block yourself so you don't get hit. And I'm just going to take the horse and force him backwards. Okay? And then I'm going to say, now come on back up forward again, and stand still. And the entire time I might be just patting the horse, just reassuring him that, you know, that I'm here.
So put it down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so here, I can block the horse here by saying, up, stop your feet. All right, go ahead at it again. You know, the other thing with this young horse, probably part of why he's maybe moving a little bit is because he's underweight and maybe doesn't have the physical strength to be able to hold himself up and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to be, you know, I'm not going to be forceful with an animal like this. I'm just going to kind of sit here and say, you know, I understand where you're at and all that kind of stuff. So
good, Pam. Nice. Well, what Pam's doing now is, it's kind of unique to our method, is that we balance first the heel to a plane that represents the internal structures of the foot, and then she's going to balance the toe to the heel so that the foot becomes balanced. And she's marked the foot up. You can see lines on there, which gives her reference to what we call the footprint, which is representation of the internal arch of the foot, or the structures within the foot. So she knows where the structures are within the foot, and she's going to balance the hoof to that foot. And what essentially happens is the hoof capsule becomes a vehicle for stimulus to the internal foot. And it aids the horse quite a bit, as you heard Ryan mention.
and then there.
Mention some horses we worked on for him. It actually helps with their balance. I think you'll see that they're in training, it can help quite a bit.